record on this. All right. Cool. All right. Glad you all were able to make it. What you want, chocolate or vanilla?
You know, I think I'm gonna keep the actually. Speed off one.
Yeah, I can have it too.
Yeah. My fault. I've been.
It is Valentine's Day, so. I will, hey, welcome everybody. Thanks for coming to the Valunteers Day, and we've got a digital component for this as well. So we're going to be recording this if anybody needs the digital version. So, but it's great to have you all here. This was an annual tradition, and then COVID got in the way, but Liz brought this back. So big round of applause for this. And you're seeing from some of the awards you all are getting, it was definitely a team effort that everybody in the lab was helping out with this, which is great. So, but for the Volunteers Day, this is really a day to appreciate you all, because you all are a huge part of our department. I mean, so much of what we do, involves work that we do in the field and the lab with staff. But then with the volunteers, what we're able to get done is we're actually able to increase how refined we're able to process the artifacts, because you all just have that much more of a team effort and value to what we're doing. So we've done everything from been able to get incredible sets of photographs done because of our photographic volunteers, and then in terms of lab analyses, increase the amount of water screening that we're doing, which means we're able to capture that much more data at the site, because what you always want to do is match your field work, what you're doing in the excavation units with the analysis and processing. And if you open up, too much in the way of units and you never get the data processed, I mean, that's actually destructive. So what you all contribute is just so huge, and the numbers speak for themselves in terms of the number of hours that we've had. And Liz compiled these numbers, and there are two sets of numbers. There's virtual, like being that's actual, and then virtual. So in terms of the total number of volunteers, we've got about 25 regular volunteers that are coming out every week doing everything from digitizing to washing the lab to sometimes helping out in the field with screening. And for the number of hours, the number of lab hours is 1,236.5 lab hours. So we're doing that. And then 662.8 virtual map hours. And you all know what the map project is, Montpelier Archaeology Archive Project. That's taken all the old paper records over the last 30 years and then digitizing them into GIS, so those are all fully accessible. And if anybody's interested in that, I've already convinced Kathy and Jane that maybe they would come and do this. So we'll see. So the combined total of all these hours is 1,899, so close to 1,900 hours, which is awesome. So with all that, we, every year we get new volunteers. We have some volunteers that retire. There is retirement with volunteering. Unfortunately, we have more new volunteers than retiring volunteers. So Jane and Jeannie, you all are some of our newbies here. So and then for new volunteers in terms of the digital world, actually Raquel and Pete are right here on the screen right here. There's some of our new volunteers. And Stephen isn't on the Zoom, but he's one of our new volunteers as well. And then Kathy Hewer has been one of the MAP volunteers since like 2020, and so she amassed a huge number of hours. In fact, I think last year she had the most number of hours of anybody, which is very so. That's when you were in the lab back then. And of course, having you all come back from the various things that have happened. Thank you all for being here for us. So, but for some of the, just in terms of cumulative number of hours, this is just like some of the facts. The person that had the most number in lab and field hours this year is Mr. Bill with 169 hours. The virtual volunteer of the year in terms of most virtual hours is Dean Cummings at nearly 200 hours, and that's for actual math work. And then the volunteer of the year as well with the most combined in-person and online hours is Ron Downs, and he was at 557 hours. Ron does this full time, which is absolutely amazing. But yeah, thank you all for this, and I am gonna turn this over to Liz for the some of the individual prizes y'all that she and the crew have been working on.
Or somebody else, I can go there, we probably had a better one. Thank you. All right, so we, in the spirit of love and friendship and happiness, we made paper plate awards for every volunteer. And paper plate awards for me are really special because in college, we used to do paper plate awards for each other all the time. And so I wanted to kind of bring it back to the craft of making a paper plate award and recognizing you all for your individual contributions to the department, because it's really, I'm gonna get emotional, but it means so much to us to have all of you here and to have you celebrating with us today. And I'm just so grateful for each and every one of you. So thank you. I'm gonna give you all your awards. So when you hear your name, come on up, get your award. And I also have a little special something that I will show you. All of the volunteers, all of the volunteers are getting a handmade Blue Willow tote bag that I carved. And it has the Learn stamp on the back, and it's a Blue Willow plate on the front that I carved out of block print ink and stuff like that. So
I've been working on this for like months. Is there really like
Yeah,
a block print in the lab, Liz?
Yeah,
That, like an actual block? Oh, wow.
So we can pass it around and you guys want to take a look. It's still might be a little inky, so just be careful. But anyway, I love the Blue Willow print. It's really common. We found archaeologically, and it's kind of like a famous print. And so I wanted to have that on record for all of you to have when you bring your stuff to and from the lab every day and whatnot. So these are going home with you,
And you got a stamp.
And we got a stamp for the Learn on the back.
Which I love. If anybody wants to stamp their notebook with that, that's in the lab.
So anyway, come get your paper plate, come get your bag, or you can grab your bag over there, and yeah, we'll get started.
Let's see it.
Okay.
Everybody virtual, here's the, yeah, and then the Learn stamp on the back.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Our first award is for Chris. Yes. Now, Chris, you get the team player award because you're a team player in the lab and on the pickleball court. Thank you. You're welcome.
Oh, yeah, Chris and Liz, if y'all
Oh,
get a photo,
picture.
yeah.
Okay. Two. Yay. All right. Next up, we have Bill. Bill gets the Keen Eye Award because his knowledge of archaeology has helped us many, many times in things that have slipped through the cracks. His keen eye picks up on all sorts of things. So thank you, Bill.
Usually the one that dropped them in the crack.
All right, pick your time. Yeah. All right, Kathy Babbitt. Those of you who don't know, Kathy bakes us baked goods every Friday, and so she gets the Star Baker Award. Yay. All right. And the dynamic duo is not complete without Mike. Mike, come on down. Mike comes every week with Kathy, and Mike has a really great knack for asking people where they're from, always asking them really great questions about their past and where they traveled, so he gets the Explorer Award. Yay! All right. Ed, come on up. Ed's been volunteering with us for a while, and the great thing about Ed is that he is Mr. Easygoing. He will do anything we need. Ed will just do just about anything, and it's so helpful. Yay!
That turned out great.
Oh, thank you.
Wow. Cool.
All right. And Jeannie. Jeannie's one of our new volunteers this year, and one of the great things about Jeannie is that she is most likely to go with the flow. She will do it all. Thank you, Jeannie. All right. And Karen. Karen's part of our Tuesday morning crew with Chris, Faye, and Tracy, and Ron comes too sometimes. Karen's been volunteering with us a while, and one of the great things about Karen is she's a great storyteller. She gets the storyteller Yeah. All right, Jane. Jane's another one of our brand new volunteers. We're so happy to have her, and she is the ceramic washer extraordinaire. Yeah. You're welcome. And last but not least, Pat. For the intern, we got some other awards, but Pat is our longest standing volunteer so far. Been here the longest, and she is our art mat expert. We need to attach some bricks to this. Oh, thank you.
Pat started working here when it was in the old lab. Pat remembers the old lab down the other
So
side.
I stopped and took a picture of it this morning as I was coming in.
Oh.
I don't remember they were there.
If you look close to that picture, you'll see the raccoons looking out the window.
Other rec.
They might be, yeah.
And then we have a few volunteers who couldn't be here today, but we still want to acknowledge them for the recording. They might check us out later. So we are going to acknowledge everybody real quick. We've got our two Tuesday morning ladies who couldn't be here today. We've got Faye and Tracy. And Faye gets the Patient Picker Award. She loves to pick, so she got the Patient Picker Award. And Tracy has been traveling like crazy this year, so she gets the Most Likely to Travel the World Award. That'll go to Faye and Tracy. And then one more. And then,
Pete and Raquel are on.
oh, great, I can do
Yeah.
those. Let's see. There's Pete. There's, okay, great. So we have our two mappers on the call. We have Pete and Raquel. Pete, you get the new Mapper on the Block Award, and we'll be sure to send this to you. And Raquel, you get the Debugger Award for debugging all the problems that have been found in the data.
Everybody said you used to take the bugs out of the unit, Raquel, and I was like, well, Raquel takes the bugs out of the digital data now.
We also have some awards for some other folks that couldn't be here today. We have Larry, our photographer, and he is the man behind the camera. That's his award. Leslie, his wife Leslie is our transferware expert, so she gets the Transferware Expert Award. Catherine Brandon is also our photographer, and she's been doing a lot of rephotoing of some older collections that have been seen light of day in a little while. So she gets the Picture Perfect Award. Ron, our volunteer of the year with 500 something hours, is our star deed mapper, because he is a NASA, he works on the Hubble telescope, and so star mapper, star deed mapper.
The second athlete of rocket scientist in our volunteer corps.
We have some metal detectorist volunteers, Dennis, and we gave him the Lobot Award. He's very technologically enhanced. And then we've got a couple more. So for Debbie Berliner, she is the coolest cat on GIS. She's a cat rescuer. She also does GIS.
We're also wondering if Debbie has a cat do the data entry, right? Sure.
And then for Steven, one of our new mappers, we have the digital deep diver who's dove in deep to the mapping exercises. So that's for Steven. Our longest running mapper goes to Dean. So Dean couldn't be here today, but Dean, when you're watching the recording, we really appreciate everything you do. So Dean gets the longest running mapper award. Then Nicole gets the PDF pitch hitter converter extraordinaire. She's been doing a lot of converting.
My talented title work.
And then we have the detail steady mapper, and that is for Beth. Yay!
That's second in the mapper group in terms of number of hers.
Yes. And then we got Kathy, the emeritus mapper, 4 years of mapping. So she's got the mapper award. And last but not least, Tony couldn't be here today, but he is our metal detective. Not detectorist, metal detective.
And Tony's always on the digital data looking for errors, which is great. Checking out Dennis's work.
So I think we've given everybody their paper plate award. Thank you so much for being here today and helping us throughout the year.
Yeah, for the fields, a lot of you have been volunteers in the lab for a really long time, and in the field we were kind of hitting the crunch hours or crunch time, and I was worried that we were going to be digging into January, and Jane, Kathy, all the Babbitts, like so many of you, Bill, that came out and helped us screen a huge backlog of dirt. We were out of buckets, and you all like cleared through that dirt very quickly. So we wouldn't have been able to do the field processing or the lab processing without you. It kind of caught up and started 24 strong.
So thank you
Absolutely.
so much. I mean, I base my days around who's going to be in the lab that day. I'm like, okay, today's a Friday. I don't need to bring a treat in today. Like, okay, Jane's coming today. We gotta make sure we have some ceramics. Yeah, so like my days are based around you guys, and it makes me so happy to see you guys come in the lab every week. So thank you.
Yeah, like Liz and Chris articulated so well, the best part of all this is a lot of the data that we get processed, but also all the friends we make. So it makes for a wonderful work experience for all of us.
Can we have one more round of applause for Chris and Liz?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yay.
Thanks for making this happen, Liz.
Yeah.
Eat more pizza, eat more cake. And thanks for everybody online. We'd say we'd save you pizza and cake, but I don't know how old it'll be. Steve, you're the best, you have the best chance of getting some fresh cake.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for showing up.
Thank you, bye.
Right.
Oh, yeah.